Hi, guys. Today, I would like to talk about how you can free yourself from anxiety from a new perspective of service. Okay. And don't knock it. It is incredibly powerful and it makes you a better human being overall with better experiences. And it allows you to let go of a lot of the things that you wish you could control, which is a huge part of all of our anxiety, the unknown and the what am I going to do in the unknown? So, when it comes to service perspective, you're not having your own extreme preferences. Of course, you can have desires like, I'd prefer for this to happen, but you're not basing your happiness off of if this doesn't happen, if my team doesn't win, you know, if this social interaction doesn't go well and I'm not the life of the party, it's not going to go well, I'm not going to feel good. So all of those things are, first of all, out of your control. Aside from your direct actions, because you can't control how other people are perceiving you. Further, if you are walking into a party and you're concerned, what are they going to think of me? How's this going to go? You are only focusing on yourself and your performance. If you go in there with the mindset of, all I'm here to do is make people feel welcome, help people feel less anxious, and bring some joy into this environment, then you are in control of those things and you can do your best to do so, and you'll only have a positive impact. And if you're so focused on only making other people's days better, you're not going to be worried about how you look or what you're doing, because that's not what matters anymore, right? It doesn't matter that I look amazing when I give a speech. It matters that I get the message across and that I change at least one person's life. You know what I mean? So change your perspective on what's important out of these things and watch how powerful it is that you can let go of this semblance of control, because the amount of time that we spend worrying is uncanny, especially because we can't do much about anything in those moments. And that's the reason why we have that anxiety, why we're consistently thinking on these things, is because we have all of this energy that has no place to go, no place of release. So freeform journaling and talking things out and any type of artistic expression of your emotions. I do a lot of poetry. I always feel so much better after any of those things. And it's because you release that energy. You allow that to come through you instead of just festering. And, sometimes you can even feel it in your chest or in your stomach. So yeah, I encourage you to, when you're in a situation, ask yourself, what can I do about this? And if you can do something, great. And ask yourself, how much of this is out of my control? And then it's not going to be a snap, crackle, pop, okay? It's not going to be like, wow, all of a sudden I don't care anymore. No, it's a journey, and it's a correcting the first thought and developing a habit of the second thought. So if you're nervous walking up to your first class of the semester and you're like, how am I going to make friends? How am I going to do this? Who do I sit next to? Blah, blah, blah. That's about you. But instead, if you're focused on, I'm going to learn so that I can help others, I'm going to sit in a place that I feel like is going to make someone feel welcome, and I'm going to focus and give the professor my respect so that they feel fulfilled by their teaching, then you're doing everything right, but you're not doing it because of how you're going to be seen or what you want out of it. You're doing everything right and you're feeling good about it because you're doing everything right for other people. And you can see those tangible results, the excitement in the professor's eyes when they see you nodding because you understand. The person that you sat next to, like, maybe they feel a little awkward, but they're probably so relieved because they were nervous coming into this class. You know what I mean? So same with the first day of work. I'm walking in, or it's someone else's first day of work, and I'm walking in on a regular day of work, and I'm like, I don't really care. It's the same as always, right? I'm going to do my thing, follow my routine, but you snap out of the routine when you realize it's somebody else's first day, and you can go out of your way to make them feel welcomed as you would want to feel welcomed. And it all comes back to that: treat others as you would like to be treated. And that gives you kind of a guide of how to act in your daily life when it comes to serving others. It's really powerful to be able to let go of all of the ego elements of daily life. And once you do that, I think you'll see a huge difference in your anxiety, your general love of life, because you can always do something. You can always help in some way. And even if it's minuscule, or even if it didn't work out the way that you wanted to, you can shrug it off and be like, all I wanted to do was help. I did my best. It wasn't meant to go that way. It was meant to go how it went, you know? And the truth is, things are meant to go how they go. We wouldn't be here if they didn't. So everything's a lesson, and everything's an opportunity to help other people. And everything is a lesson and opportunity to begin to let go of the things that we cannot control and stop wasting energy and time on them. Don't push them down. Don't push them away. Let them through. I'm worried about this. I'm going to let it go, because there's nothing I can do about it right now. And I deserve to not have to worry about it. I deserve to have that free space in my mind. I deserve to have a calm feeling in my body. And I deserve to be here in this moment. So, in other words, stop trying to become and just be. It's okay to sit here and do nothing in this moment. It's okay to sit and not multitask and focus solely on the task that you're performing. Even washing dishes can be meditative if you do it with intention and consciousness. Anything can be a ritual, and don't underestimate the power of ritual. For example, my family came up to visit this weekend and we did a big bonfire. And I was like, I have an idea. Just a symbolic thing, but it can be powerful because you're unleashing something in your mind and you're doing something tangible to serve a purpose and get the message across to you and your brain and your soul and everything. So I ran to my car and I got my journal and I started ripping pages out, blank pages out, and handing out pens and pieces of paper to people. And I said, why don't you write on here something that you want to let go of, and then we'll all throw them in the fire together. And it was a beautiful thing because, first of all, it makes you realize that everybody has something to let go of, and everybody was willing to do it. I was nervous, like, oh, people might think I'm crazy for wanting to do this, but everybody was like, thank you. You know, we were just talking about our family and the problem that we're having, or, you know, stuff like that. So yeah, I could have been nervous, full circle. I could have been nervous. I could have held back. I could have done it with just my family or not done it at all. But I came from the mindset of service, and I was thinking, this could really help some people release some things. So with that, it's no question as to whether or not I'm going to do it and whether or not I'm going to suggest it, because they can take it or leave it. I did my best. I did my part. All I wanted to do was help. And I'm not offended, because I know that your perspective on life and everything is different than mine for a multitude of very reasonable things, different experiences. So there we go. That's the full circle. It's okay to just be. Remind yourself that you are only at home in the moment. If you're in the past, if you're in the future, you're doing something unproductive, truth be told, unless you're legitimately writing out a calendar plan for something. Planning is different than worrying, I will say. So yeah, work on changing your perspective on what matters and changing your desire from selfish, personal, or, ego-based to selfless. It's about everyone around me and what I can do for them. And I'd love to hear how that goes for you. And if you need help with specific examples in your life, I would be more than happy to hear your story and help you come up with specific ways that you can implement this service perspective into your life and slowly but surely get rid of all of the concurrent anxiety. Thank you, guys.